In this video clip, you're going to learn some simple exercises that you can do at home to help ease up the pain of carpal tunnel syndrome. Hey there, it's your muscle building coach, Lee Hayward here, and in this video I'm going to answer a question that was sent to me from one of my Inner Circle Coaching Club students. And this is from David Stevenson, and he says, Lee, I have a bad case of carpal tunnel syndrome. It's worse in the left hand and it wakes me up 4 to 5 times every night with pain. Do you know of anything that can help? Alright, this is a common issue, and I've had to deal with this myself. For several years now, I've had some mild carpal tunnel syndrome, but I've been able to keep it under control using the exercises that I'm going to share with you in this video. The main thing with carpal tunnel syndrome is it's caused by repetitive movements. So for people who do a lot of work on the computer, a lot of typing, people who do a lot of physical work with their hands, this can cause carpal tunnel syndrome. And even just fitness buffs in the gym, you know, lifting weights all the time, that is repetitive movement, and it can cause carpal tunnel syndrome. So basically what happens is when you're overworking the flexors, you're overworking the muscles that close the hands, it can cause the tendons in the wrist to swell up, and what it does is actually cuts out the circulation in your fingertips. Now again, that's a very layman's terms, kind of breaking it down. Bottom line, carpal tunnel syndrome causes you to get these pins and needles feeling in your hand, especially at night when you're asleep, when there's not a lot of blood flow and a lot of circulation and you're lying down. It can wake up and your hand is just like it's totally numb, just like it's gone to sleep, and it's very painful. So what you need to do is to stretch out your hands regularly, and this is something you can do throughout the day. I mean, if you're sitting at your desk, at work, wherever, at the gym, doesn't matter, you can do these stretches multiple times a day, and I'm going to show you some good stretches to do. One, basically, you want to just stretch out the hands. So I mean, simply just taking your hands and stretching back, pulling your fingers back like I'm doing right here. You know, another way, just pushing your fingers. This is going to stretch the forearms and stretch the tendons of the hand. And if you do this right now, I mean, while you're watching the video, follow along, right? You can feel your forearm muscles stretch and your wrist stretch. And if you suffer from carpal tunnel syndrome, chances are, I mean, I can even feel it myself right now, you can feel that band of tendons right there. That's what causes the carpal tunnel. You can feel that stretching as you do these exercises. So these are some great exercises you can do, and hold them for, you know, 10, 20, 30 seconds. I mean, it doesn't have to be a set time, but just regularly do these stretches and hold it. Feel that stretch. Another one you can do, stretching out your thumb to spread out the hands. So just literally grab your thumb with one hand and pull it back, just like I'm doing here. You can grab your thumb and pull it back, and you'll feel the stretch. So you can experiment with a lot of these different ones and see if you can find some movements that work better for you. But you need to really stretch that out and do it frequently throughout the day. And again, do it before you go to bed at night, because that's typically when people find the pain. You can even just hold in your hands against the desk, like I'm pushing on the bottom of the desk here with my fingertips on the top. Again, same idea, just pulling back the fingers to stretch out the hands. Now, that's all fine and dandy, but you need to do some exercises as well to strengthen the forearms and to strengthen the fingers that open the hands. Because again, we're doing all this move closing your hands, you know, whenever you grip something, whenever you're working on the computer, all that, when you're grabbing barbells and dumbbells at the gym, you're closing your hands, but you're not doing anything to open your hands. So you're not working those extensor muscles. Now I've got an exercise for you, and this is what we're going to need. I've got a protein tub filled with sand, or half filled with sand. So what I'm going to do now is a finger extension exercise. Now let me just show you. I'll just lay it there on my chair. What I want you to do is put your hand in the bucket, force your fingers open, and lift the bucket up and do like a static hold. So you got the weight of the bucket of sand and your fingers are forced open, so that's working the muscles, the finger extensors, in a static contraction motion to lift that bucket, and you can hold it for time. So I mean, I might like grab a stopwatch and do a couple sets of 30-second holds and do that, you know, at least a couple times a day to help build up those finger extensors and to balance out the muscle development in the forearms and the wrists. Again, we're doing everything to close our hands, very little to open your hands. So this will help to ease up some of that carpal tunnel pain that you experience. And it'll also help to balance out your forearms if you suffer from elbow tendonitis, like tennis elbow, golfer's elbow, all that kind of stuff. The root cause to a lot of those things are muscle imbalances because we're overworking our flexors and underworking our extensors. So that is a great exercise, just taking a protein tub container, and it works out a good size for most people. So that's a great move. And start off, just put even a pound of sand in it at first, and then just experiment and add some sand to it for extra weight as you build up your strength of your forearms. And if you do that on a regular basis, along with those stretching exercises, you're going to find that the carpal tunnel syndrome will ease up. Now, it may not be perfect, but if you have a mild case of carpal tunnel syndrome, regularly doing these exercises may be enough to help you avoid having to get surgery done on your wrists. And I know how bad this can be because my mother actually had surgery done on both her wrists, and she wasn't doing these exercises, unfortunately. And if she had have been doing them, who knows, maybe she could have prevented the surgery and just dealt with it through exercise alone. But thankfully, I've been able to deal with my carpal tunnel syndrome just by doing these exercises on a regular basis. So I encourage you, if you do suffer from this, give these exercises a try. Leave me a comment below, let me know how they work for you, and I'll chat to you down there. Take care, over and out.